program also. It's a very small kind of a music kind of a thing from our end, and of course it's in Sanskrit and in Bengali, just 2-3 lines. I think you all will like it because 21st June is the World Music Day, and we basically feel music has no language. And we All Bengal Men's Forum also have a music choir with our voice. So it's a very 2-3 lines for you all. Sanvashadham Sanvadadham Sankyumana Vijanatam. Ultimately, we are finding for truth, we are finding for something good and welfare. This song is telling about that only. And today, Rosemary told me to tell something about the fatherhood, about the situation for the fathers in India. I think the situation is same for the father in all the world, same here. Here also we have the parental alienation, same here because all the mothers, they are trying to keep their children away from their fathers. Whenever you are given an order from the court, but they are not able to meet their children, and every day, every year, the numbers are getting. They are not able to, and for this only, we are getting some every year.
us. We are hoping we can deliver like you did.
Hopefully, I believe you will deliver.
Okay. So what I've done, I want to I understand Kairie Mwangi from Kenya is still struggling to join us. Kindly, if Kairie of FARIJI Kenya, you are through, could you say hi? Because I can see he's trying to reach me. Is Kairie Mwangi is in already? Kairie Mwangi? Kairie Mwangi, I can see you had tried to chat. Is Kairie Mwangi with us? Okay. Are you with us? Welcome everyone. My name is Rosemary Kinuthia. I'm the founder and director of African Boy Child Network. And our main objective is to spearhead sustainable transformation of the boy child. We have a crisis in this country in terms of boys, and things can only get worse if we don't do something about it. In terms of laws, in terms of policies, in terms of support, there's almost zero for the boy child. We have a lot of laws and policies that keep changing, that are suppressive, discriminative on matters boys and men in Kenya. And this is a space that we want to own and we want to push as much as possible. And I want to believe the same crisis we have as a country, it is being felt globally. And it's a honor and to have each one of you on board. I know you're doing something in your own spaces. Look forward to a day that all of us will converge and push for a global resolution matters boys and men. That is my prayer every day. And I think we have what it takes to make sure that happens. So karibuni sana, that is welcome in Kiswahili. So we have different speakers from different parts of the world. And I want to take this opportunity to thank each one of them. And if you'd allow me to just mention before I call each one on board to speak, I want to say thank you to Sivam, Velautham. Kindly bear with me if I'm not able to pronounce your name properly. I'm a Kenyan, so you understand. He's the founder and president of Voice of Men 360, all the way from Canada. Karibu sana Sivam. We have Dibajit Sarkar. He is the vice president. I hope I'm not wrong. All Bengal Men's Forum, India, and these are the people who have actually hosted us for this particular summit. We are grateful for you guys. We have Kairie Mwangi. He's the founder, director of FARIJI, that is from Kenya. Then we have Ruslan Bulhakov from Ukraine. He's the coordinator for International Men's Day Ukraine, Karibu sana. And then we have Paul Robson. He's the director for Manifesto, all the way from Denmark. Karibu sana, Paul. We have Alan Millard. I saw him, I can see him. I hope the things behind you are certificates. We need to visit and see. Too many of them. So we have Alan Millard. He's a men's rights activist from the United States of America. Karibu sana, Millard. Now, by the time you're done with this session, all of us should know Karibu sana. Then we have Diane Sears. Diane Sears, she's the author in Search of Fatherhood, very powerful on prison matters, incarcerated persons from the USA. Karibu sana, Diane. Then we have Scott Carson. Scott Carson is from Australia, Director Men's Rights and Fatherhood. You're welcome and happy to have you here. I'm hoping that everyone is in already. We have Mazharul Miah. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Bangladesh German Help for Men, all the way from Bangladesh. Karibu sana. We have Bishnu Sapkota. Oh my God, I hope that is right. Bishnu, I think the first name is easier to pronounce. Karibu sana, and thanks for coming through. We had a technology crisis here. Thank you, Violence and Orphan Child from all the way from Nepal. Thank you. And then we have Ola Akinwe. This is the guy who set the bar so high on the first Virtual Fatherhood Summit. We are trying to struggle, but we're hoping he will be okay with us. He's the director, founder for Boys Mentoring Advocacy Network, Nigeria, Africa. Karibu Ola, I can see you. Thank you for joining us.
Karibu.
So we'll start. Allow me to kind of pick speakers randomly so that everyone is alert. I think that is the only way we'll make guys not relax. So I want to, has Kairie managed to come through? Okay, I'm hoping he will by the time the session is done. So I want to
I think he has not yet joined the meeting, ma'am. So
that is fine.
some issues with his network, so he will be joining in soon.
Okay, then we will jump to Ukraine. Is Ruslan with us? Ruslan Bulhakov. Ruslan Bulhakov, is he with us?
He has sent a video, I think, na? He told, na?
Okay, Nandini, kindly mute. Okay, I think then we'll start with the people that I can see. So we have Bishnu from Nepal. This year's theme is Break the Myth. Mother and father are equally important in a child's life. We all know that majority of us feel a father is a secondary figure when it comes to children. That is why we have a lot of things that work against fatherhood. Bishnu from Nepal, kindly, maybe you could come through for us and just tell us what is your thoughts on today's theme based on what you do at in Nepal. Karibu sana, Bishnu.
Okay, thank you. May I audible here? May I audible?
Yes, you are very audible. You are very audible,
Yeah.
and your physical
please
appearance
give me,
is also very clear.
yeah, please provide me for the PowerPoint, sharing the PowerPoint. I have some PowerPoint.
Okay, could you the host could you probably guide on how you can share the screen? Sivam, you're very good at this. Maybe you can share screen. There's a green button somewhere.
Not host disable participant screen sharing.
Okay, host, can you enable screen sharing? Host, could you enable screen sharing, please? Host, could
Please.
you?
Yes. No. Screen sharing, please.
Could you enable screen sharing, host?
Please, screen sharing. I have prepared the PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to through the PowerPoint presentation. I have prepared the all documentation. No. Rosemary.
Yes.
I cannot get the permission to PowerPoint presentation.
Okay. Sivam.
Bishnu, can you?
For Bishnu,
Bishnu.
the host needs to enable screen sharing.
Bishnu, can you play your PowerPoint? I will enable that.
No, I can. I could not get the permission. Host disable participants screen sharing.
Hold on.
Hi, Rosemary. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you.
I'm going to suggest if the current speaker is having difficulties sharing his screen, probably we can move to the next speaker. And when that is sorted out, we can get him back because of time. I personally have other two summits to attend, so I think we should save time if possible.
That's okay. That's in order. Kindly host help Vishnu sort the share screen button. So now that that was Ola talking to me, I want to
Vishnu, you please enable and then the host will give you the permission, give you the access.
No. Sorry for that. Host disable participant screen sharing.
No. You enable and then the host will give you the access.
Can we move as Vishnu said, sort it out? I want to go to by the time you sort it out, I want to go to Ola Akinwe, Boys Mentoring Advocacy Network, Nigeria. Are you there?
I'm here, but I meant to start. I think I meant to wrap up, but notwithstanding, it's not bad if you want me to start. I can start, and I think we are all here to have an exciting time together and rub minds and learn from each other. And I believe my great colleagues are equally ready to dish out the knowledge that they prepared for this day. So if you want me to start, I can just have, I'm aware that each speaker is having 7 minutes each, so we can extend that.
Yes, each speaker is having 7 minutes each, and if it goes beyond 7 minutes, you have a maximum of 10 minutes. I know you are speaking about fathering in the turbulent times and hard cries of single fathers. That's a very sensitive and strict, and it's true. People don't really talk about single fathers. So if you're ready, please take. You can proceed.
Bear with me. I think there was this little loss of signal there. I want to greet everyone from around the world for yet another opportunity to come together to actually deliberate on the 2021 theme of the Global Fatherhood Summit. It It was amazing that when we were putting this together last year, we never knew that it's going to become a series of global events. And I'd like to thank the president of All Bengal Men Forum for this brilliant work they've done to put this together. Let me first and foremost acknowledge Dr. Jerome for being the pillar that is advancing this advocacy of men globally at the International Men's Day level. Having said that, I equally want to thank every speaker here today for your time and for creating time to be with us. I am the most happiest among you because I see what we started now going places.
All Vegans Forum, please mute from your end. Please mute from your end.
I'll be speaking today on fathering in turbulent times, on head cries of single fathers. This is a presentation from Ola Akinwe, the founder of Boys Mentoring and Advocacy Network from Nigeria, and the International Men's Day Coordinator in Nigeria, as well as the World Day of the Boy Child Coordinator in Nigeria. First and foremost, I'd like us to ask us this question: who is the father? Where does the word father come from that we want to celebrate globally, or that draws our attention to today's event? You know, the word father has its origin from the word Latin, which means patha. That means a man who has engendered, or a man who has produced a child, or a male parent. And it all means, when you look deeper in Latin, there's a similar word close to that that's called paterfamilias, which means a father is the male head of a family, the master of the house. And that is where you have the root word paterna. And I think all of us are very familiar. Oh, sorry. I think the connection got lost there. Am I back on to everyone? Can you hear me again? Hello. Is everyone with me right now?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. So a father, when we look at this now, we understand where it comes from and the characteristics that make up who a father is. So when we look at the word paternity, it means the condition of being a father, a relation of a father to a child. So if what you are celebrating today, or the Father's Day, or the Fatherhood Summit, is related to that word pater, which means a man that produced a child or has engendered a child. Now, we need to look at what we put in quote, fatherhood. I'm sorry, this is a signal problem. I'm so sorry, but let me continue from where I stopped. I'm trying to looking at defining fatherhood. Fatherhood simply means the state of being a father. And when you break the word fatherhood into two, you see the father and you see the hood. From the root word of hood, Hood is a covering, something you use to cover. So a fatherhood simply means a man that gives a covering to his family and the society. And this comes with certain Rosemary, I'm thinking maybe I have to repeat my time because I don't know. Let me just explain what fathering is, and straight we go to the single fathers, which is the community I'm trying to represent here today. Fathering, as we see it, men father, but do not necessarily shoulder the responsibility of fatherhood. So it means all men can father, all men are not taking up the responsibility of fatherhood. So fathering is taking responsibility of fatherhood. That means a male parent would take responsibility for protecting the family and the society, providing for the family as well as the society he lives in, and presiding for his children. So if we understand this basic meaning of fatherhood, and fathering, it helps us to understand the community of men I'm trying to represent here today. Then the question is this, Rosemary, and every audience right there. How do men learn to be fathers? We want to celebrate Father's Day, but how do we learn to be fathers? And from research, it's been proven that we learn to be fathers from our fathers or father role models or father figures in our lives. So we tend to father the way we were fathered. And there's a powerful link between us and our fathers who fathered us. So we now look at what are the roles of fathers briefly. In my own little summary here, I put it in three forms that one can really to protect, to provide, and to preside. These are the way I present the roles of father. Protecting the family and the society, to cover the family by sheltering and by guarding, become a watchman of your family member. A father is a defense, is the defender of his family members. And when you talk about funding fathers, organization fathers, or different fathers, this is what they do. They protect the family and the society they live in. The second role, which is and what do they provide for? Is to provide for the families. I call this like family fees, FWES, the financial, the emotional, the ethical, and
We've lost Ola again.
that's what. Sorry about that. I think there was a power interruption, but it immediately switched on. So we look at this, then we go to presiding over the family. Fathers in every home, they are there to offer leadership. It's one of the fundamental roles of a father, to govern the family. Father gives direction to family members, and by the delegation of responsibility, which he shares with his co-partner. But right now, the community of men that I am representing today are the single fathers. Now, who are single fathers? When you hear single parenting or you hear single mothers, who are single fathers? A single father is who has a dependent child. or dependent children. I think the network is fluctuating, but we will manage it today. I say if a single father is a father who has a dependent child or dependent children, who is widowed, divorced, or unmarried. So they are either widowed, divorced, or unmarried, but have dependent children. And the community of these fathers are emotionally wounded due to their experiences. Though time has a way of healing and improving things, but as they say, what does not kill you make you stronger. So what makes these people strong among us? That this unnatural thing called parenting, because the way the universe has designed parenting is not the work of a single person, whether a mom or whether it's a father. It is abnormal. Nature didn't design us to grow up in a single parent family. But now, certain circumstances, whether it is widowed, divorced, or married, has brought this caliber of people into this situation, which I am representing them today. Now, like I said, it's either you are widowed.
Hola.
Sorry, I think I'm back. I'm so I'm so sorry. I'm back. I'll do justice to wrap up. Maybe we can come back to that later, Rosemary. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that now the particular case study I want to represent here is single fathers, men that became single fathers as a result of the loss of a partner, the death of a partner. Now, the one that is unmarried, the one that is divorced, they may say have their partner somewhere around the world. But this category of men whose wife has passed on, that is the category of men I represent in this single fatherhood discussion, which as a practitioner, I've been in the educational sector for close to 20 years in the primary and the post-primary education system in Nigeria. And I've had to understand when men, when they had to lose their wife, what they go through. Now, in this scenario, I have a friend. The wife passed on maybe about 4 years ago. Prior to the death of the wife, there were no cordial relationship between A family and B family. But when the woman passed away, the family of the wife, who never supported her to marry her husband, and the same family of the husband, who never supported him to marry the woman, they were calling and coming for the children. The man now made up his mind. He said, when my wife was alive, none of you ever supported us to live peacefully. Now the person you never
Hola.
the person you never love, the person you never love, tell me how you're going to love the children if you take them away. So the man insisted, I'm not going to release my children to you, both A, my father's side, both B, my wife's side. So he decided to take the responsibility to himself. I watched him over the years, and I saw his cries and his pain. My brothers, colleagues globally, these people, they suffer a lot. They had no structured attention for them. They have serious issues. They have responsibility to provide care.
Ola. Ola, you've disappeared again.
Rosemary, I think let me wrap up in 2 minutes, and let's see, perhaps maybe we can revisit it as goes on.
Right.
Let me just outline the issues I have seen with this community of men.
Time is also almost cutting.
Yes, number one is the issues of childcare. Number two is the work-life balance. Number three is finance, especially low-income single fathers. Number four, loss of intimacy and how to figure out new relationship. Housing problem, loneliness, depression, transportation of their children, discipline their children, adjusting to the developmental needs of their children, extracurricular and social needs. Then self-care. Most times they forget to even take care of themselves. What do they really need as single fathers? That is making me to advocate for this. In our country, Nigeria, there are no structured support group at community-based levels for single fathers. There are no scholarship or educational fund for low-income single fathers. There are no social workers that support single fathers that could visit them on a regular basis on how they are faring. There are no subsidized medical support for single fathers and their children. Educative resources that support the adaptation and adjustment to the new reality are missing. Labor market policy doesn't support them because they have to go like 9 to 5 work and their children are waiting at home. So there are nowhere for mindfulness and realization program. There are no social welfare or bonus for single fathers. There are no special loan disbursement for needy single fathers. These are a lot of things that we have.
Okay, hello.
Rosemary, ma'am, I think.
Okay, time is out.
Yeah.
Our time is out.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think I've made the point. I can bring up later if time permits. But thank you for this time, and I appreciate everyone.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ola. I hope that is right. I know I have a lot of questions for you on matters single fathers, and also what you said about protect, provide, preside. If opportunities are taken away from you, then I do not see how you can protect and provide and preside. So those are discussions that I would really want to pick it up, maybe in another forum. So what I'll do, I want to call Alan. I mean, those three things you said, they are very contentious. I will tell you for a fact. If you take an opportunity away from me, don't expect me to provide and to protect. The next speaker I want to bring on board, allow me, I did not time Mr. Ola. I think I was busy trying to sort things out, but all other speakers I will strictly time. Alan, I can see you are very relaxed there. Alan Millard from the USA. Alan, as a reminder of our theme, break the myth, mother, father are equally important in a child's life. Alan Millard, kindly come on board and give your talk. It is 4:28 p.m. here, so I should be stopping you at 4:35 or 4:37. Karibu sana. I hope now you know what karibu means. Alan Millard, can you hear me? Alan Millard, can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I being heard?
Hello.
Am I being heard?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Is Alan Millard? I can see you, but I can't see you responding. Alan, please raise your hand up so that okay. Okay, karibu sana. You are not audible. You cannot be heard, Alan. Alan cannot be heard unless it's only me who can't hear him. Alan, are you there? I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Is Alan? Can you hear Alan?
No, ma'am, we cannot hear him, but I do see him that he is there, but unable to hear him.
Alan, sort your technology from your end. We can't hear you, but we can see you. We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Alan, your voice is not coming out.
Yes.
We cannot hear you. Do you
Alan,
use a headphone?
could you use the headphone? Maybe you could use this.
It doesn't matter, any headphones.
Okay. 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 Can you? I'm sure you can hear us. Could you speak?
Maybe what you can do is like you can go back and then come back, log in again.
Could you,
Just go out and come back.
Okay.
And you can bring Bishnu.
Yeah.
Okay, I can. Okay, Alan, maybe you could leave and then log in again, please. Thank you. We will bring in Bishnu.
Okay.
Bishnu from Nepal. Are you there?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you have managed to. You'll be sharing. You'll be doing a presentation. Aha. No.
Can you?
Yes, we are.
Can you audible from me?
Okay, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
We can see you. So we have. I need
Yeah.
to time now. It's 4:32. So by the time it's 4:42, I'll be chatting you.
Okay. Now I'm going to present hello and namaste to all the dignified member present here. I am Bishnu Sapkota from Nepal. It is my honor to be present here. I am working as a social worker against the child boys and trafficking. Yeah, and my organization is Deep Nepal, Development, Education, Empowering and Protection in Nepal, working as the child protection, especially violence against the boys, children, and trafficking. Welcome to all dignified member of panelists and those who are listening in the Facebook Live. On the oceans of Father Day, Father as the God and educator, caretaker, and protector, and great respect in family member. In Nepalese language, Father Day is Babuko Mukh Herne Din. Babuko Mukh Herne Din. The unique day to play the regard and praise for is their father by his children. Father, mother, and educator are given the special place of God in the Hindu religion in Nepal. Father Pita or Baba is master teacher. That implies the father is an instructor, defender, and a friend in need. And I'm working as the field of child violence in the Nepal, like especially boys, and behavior involving physical, psychological, emotional, mental force intended to hurt, damage is called violence. Child abuse some way through the action, feeling to yet cause injury, death, emotional harms, risks serious harm to child. There are the 6 type of violence in like facing the Nepalese child, especially boys. Physical violence, psychological violence, sexual and emotional violence, economic violence, bullying and cyberbullying child, neglect, grooming. And orphans is the children whose parents have passed away, are unknown, and have a permanently abandoned. In common use, only the children who has lost both parents due to death is called orphans. In Nepal, statistical data, there are 11.5 million children. Out of them, 1,000 million are orphans. In the statistical data in Nepal, children are death of the parents, sickness, poverty, remarriage, and their parents, and the difficult living condition. Nearly 55 men in Nepal are witnessed gender discrimination and violence within the home while they were growing up, and the most common of bringing uh, restriction of the freedom of sister. Talking I'm going to talking about the children and the present context in Nepal in the pandemic period of COVID-19. Second and third phase has affected the children directly and indirectly. Children are involved in the child labor due to the hand to mouth problem. Some of them are trafficked. Some of them are being the sexually harassed. Children abused because of almost all school were closed, locked down. They do not have access to join the online classes by modern technology due to the poor economic background in the context of Nepal. As a result, children marriage, violence, trafficking, rape case, sexual harassment are increasing day by day, which lead in negative coping and health risk behavior. 71% are forcing the violence against their the female partner in a context. Nearly 40% of Nepalese live in the absolute poverty. About the 40% of male are victim of domestic violence. About the two in five of all victims of domestic violence are male. That is, these are the situation in the Nepalese situation. Men attacked by their partner are often in ignorance by the police, see their attack of fear and have fear, refuse to fail to the women. Some study analysis statistical in the domestic violence, so the number of men attacked by his wife, girlfriend in Nepal. Men are forced to apply the for foreign employment as the labor to fulfill the requirement of their partner, and as the result work in the foreign for the several years, but in has to return back with beer hen because the partner do not any saving, due to which men are suffering psychologically and mentally violence. In this issue is big issue in the context of Nepal. Some cause of violence in men, domestic behavior of wife, frequently 81%, 81.8%, attendant seeking behavior. Like these are the statistically report in the in like some victim of men. I'm talking about the organization Deep Nepal is the non-profit organization which is of the violence against the boys, children in trafficking. In the context of Nepal, probably this may be the first organization who is working against the violence, male violence. It means Deep Nepal is the first organization working against the boys and male violence. Since last year, it is working creating the awareness program in the community, school, college against the equality between male and female, child violence and the trafficking. Some of the program lead by the Deep Nepal for the community level and local government. Local government is given by below. RISE program. In the RISE program, it means the Deep Nepal has the one program to RISE program. The name of the RISE program, RISE means R is equal to recognition, risk factor and indicator related to child violence. Identify the potential children victim and report their legally requirement. Share the knowledge with the college partner and community member and educate and engage in the local prevention effort. Important of RISE program, education professional serve as is the important role of the school community for the children violence and the trafficking prevention effort. Teacher, administrator and staff interact the daily with children who are at risk of becoming and already have been victim or not. We can become our eyes and ear to recognize the violence, trafficking, reporting abuse to the proper for the counseling them, recognize how your legal responsibility and obligate apply to children protection, indicator for the school age children. And here 7 strategy to for the ending the violence against the children. It means 7 strategy we have the inspire, the name of the inspire. I is equal to implementation and the reinforcement of law. Implementation and the reinforcement of law. N is equal to norms and value to behavior for the children. Safe environment, parental and the caregiver support. Income and the economy strengthens gender equity. And response service provision, psychologically support, education and life skill in ensuring the children attend the school and providing the life and the social skill for training.
Finalize time is running out.
Yeah, I'm going to some formation the relationship in the protection in the child in our organization. These are the counseling, capacity building, child club support cell, policy and collaboration process, dialogue, education and counseling wing, social service sector and the community level, multi-agency collaboration and public concern, discuss national and international perspective, interagency law and enhancing dialogue, discuss on the victim protective recent law, or require the victim benefit service in the community, neighborhood watchdog, I and your policy. These are the program, and free from the trauma mentor when the program is implemented in the community level, school level, and the other sector, they are free from the mental stage. Child protection fund to build the child protection for family counseling, financial support and the leadership development, and enhancing the training and other. Just a minute, just a 1 minute, I'm going to finish. And training other necessary skill for the children and provide the justice and advocacy level of. And last outcome in this program, when we were implemented in the program, outcome is here: recognition the sustainable change and building the justice and human rights, increase the capacity, and developing the new way of working together in the deliver service, minimize the child violence, and identify the resource, advocate effective response, and the local government. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bishnu. I'm just requesting, can that presentation be shared? There's a lot of information that will be very important in this course of boys and fatherhood.
Yeah.
Please, we would really appreciate if you could share that presentation. I can tell you have a lot of work to do. It's even scary. The kind of statistics that you shown us, I do not think I would want to find myself in your shoes. But all the best. Keep pushing, and the rest of the world will help you push. So I want to go back to Alan Millard. I hope your audio is on now. Otherwise, you'll take the next flight to India. Is your audio on? I still can't hear you, Alan. I still can't hear you. Sivam and all men's Bengal's men, you need to come through for Alan. Alan, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
This is Devojit Sarkar here from All Bengal Men's Forum. Hi. Can you hear me?
Alan? Yes, we can hear you, but I cannot hear Alan. I cannot hear Alan.
Okay.
Devojit, we can hear you, but we are waiting for Alan, sir, because we are unable to hear Alan at all. We can see the video, we can see the kind of, I should say, suffocation he is going through, rather, and he has something written over there. But
I might not be able to read that, Alan. It should.
Then just one more time, try with your headphone if you have it, please.
Kairie is also not able to talk, but he can see and hear us. So Kairie Mwangi from Kenya, he also has a problem. Alan Millard, you also have a okay, allow me to bring in, we have Miah from Bangladesh. Kindly give me, excuse me for some few minutes. I want to bring Diane from the US, so I know whether we have a problem from there or we need to send Alan some new headphones. Diane Sears from the US, are you there? Diane from the US, are you there? We need to transport some headphones to Alan. Okay, Diane, I do not know. I can see you on our WhatsApp group responding, but I cannot see you. Okay, fine. Let me go back to Miah. Miah, are you there? Miah from Bangladesh. Mazharul Miah from Bangladesh. German Help for Men. Are you there? Miah, are you there? Are you there? Miah from Bangladesh. Sivam?
I don't see him, Mazhar.
Can you see
Rosemary,
him?
then let's talk to Mr. Devojit Sarkar because he's waiting for a long there.
I don't see him here.
Okay.
Let's talk to Devojit Sarkar.
We also have Scott. Is Scott Carson with us? Scott Carson. from Australia?
No.
Carson from Australia. Do we have Diane, Alan, if any of you, and Miah, if any of you is ready, kindly raise your hand up or just wave from the screen. I'll see you. I'm here, I can hear you. Okay, Diane can hear me. Diane, you come on kindly. Diane. Say hello so we know you can
call Dibadi.
Diane says she's here. Diane, can you speak?
Rosemary, ma'am, I think she can definitely see because I can see her in the attendees list, but she's unable to speak because there is some technical glitch wherein she cannot be added to the panelist. So that's where the issue is.
Okay, and I'm hoping and trusting that the host can add. Diane can add. I also had Miah. I also had somebody else. Paul also needed to be added on the panelist so
Yes,
that they're able to speak.
Yes, ma'am. I think I've already added Paul there as manifesto host. That's his name there. But I'm unable to add Mazharul Miah, and I'm unable to add Diane to the panelist.
Have you managed to add Paul? Paul Robson from Denmark. Have you added him?
I think Paul is there with a different name because he mentioned it.
Paul, if you're there, Paul Robson from Denmark, Director Manifesto. Are you there? If you're part of the panelists, then I'm sure you're able to speak. Okay.
All right, Mary ma'am, what I think is we'll sort this out pretty soon. I have Sivam as well. So meanwhile, we can have Debojit Sarkar, the Vice President for All Bengal Men's Forum, to speak while we clear out this issue with Paul and Nizam.
Okay, fine. So we have the Vice President, All Bengal Men's Forum, Debojit Sarkar. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Am I visible?
Let me see.
I can see you.
Okay, then it's fine. I need to remove my, I don't know why I'm on the screen. The host, please remove me from the screen. I'm not sure why I'm there. Okay.
Okay. Can I start? Hello.
Karibu sana.
Yes. Good evening, good afternoon, and some places is it a good morning also. Myself is Debojit Sarkar. I am the Vice President of All Bengal Men's Forum and trustee body also. And I am also a senior life coach and an inspirational speaker. So today my topic is totally a different bit, that is relationship beyond gender power dynamics. So I'd like to start with like this way, that all relationship between men and women have certain dynamics of power. Or in other words, that the ability to influence and to certain extent control other person. In healthy balanced relationship, power is generally equal or close to equal between partners. Power may be balanced by one partner being responsible for finance while other may have more stake in how children are parented by the influence in reciprocal. The decisions that are taken are based on mutual respect and consideration of each other's preference. However, more often than not, relationships between men and women are marred by power imbalance due to a combination of gender, social and cultural factors, as well as individual childhood wounding. Healthy relationship entitle a sharing of power, but this can only happen when there is a healthy sense of self-worth as well as autonomy. Only then the both partners feel comfortable to directly express their desires and needs while taking responsibility for themselves and the relationship. The people who grow up experiencing neglect, abuse, come to believe that love and power cannot exist. To feel accepted and safe, they learn to give up their own needs, please others, and seek validation from outside. Alternatively, some of these kids growing up in an environment of abuse and neglect feel safe and needed by
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Dibajit,
yeah.
of host kindly. Host, please mute everybody else apart from Dibajit. Mute everyone else apart from Dibajit, kindly. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Continue, I'm sorry.
No, just yeah. Okay, it's okay. Fine. So the thing is this: that to feel accepted and safe, they learn to give up their own needs, please others, and seek validation from outside. Alternatively, some of the kids growing up in an environment of abuse and neglect decide the best way to feel safe and get their needs met is by accessing power over others. This also breeds fear and resentment. Apart from the individual patterns that originated from childhood wounding, culture and gender dynamics also influence the power balance between men and women. But power dynamics between men and women go beyond adhering to traditional gender role or letting go of them. They also largely depend on the felt quality of the interpersonal relationship in questions. One of my quote here I am sharing that if you misutilize your power, eventually your inherent power would misutilize you. Often men and women in our country enter relationship or marriage in a confused state of mind, without understanding the duties and the obligation of each other in marriage or in rearing children. Due to the power imbalance and subsequent conflicts and strife between parents, children often end up being confused, hurt themselves. In case where the conflict between spouses arises to the litigation, court cases, or even divorce, children have no role model to emulate this they feel helpless. Each of us is a unique individual. While entering the relationship, one needs to be unbiased or delete prejudice in order to make the spouse feel loved and nurtured. Children too can fully grown up to be the responsible adult in families where both partners share mutual love, respect, and validation. Understanding, not adjustment, need to be the mainstay of the relationship for its optimum functioning. Instead of indulging in a blame game or holier than thou syndrome, spouse need to reflect on their shortcoming to understand their parents. Partners for a lifelong commitment called marriage. Partners are meant for inspiring, motivating, and supporting each other. Like a fiercely meandering river washes away every other hut on its both shores, marriage where both partners do not understand each other, but merely compromising with external situation bound to lead to disaster. Children cannot be scapegoat in this messy situation where both spouses, due to their respective confusion about their role in marriage, end up run the marriage and rearing up the children. We are duty bound to show love, respect, nurture kids in a protective environment at home. As I would like to conclude by one of the famous quote that we do not inherit it from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. And this is our world. Thank you.
Perfectly said. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And it's a privilege for me just having the speaker over here. Yes, Rosie, ma'am, please.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dibajit. I think you are, in terms of timekeeping and whatever you talked about is a very kind of, what do we call it? People struggle. There's something that you mentioned about love and power cannot coexist. Letting go of traditional gender roles is creating a lot of crisis. And I think your topic, relationship beyond gender power dynamics, is something that most nations are struggling with. Even in our own country, we have our own roles as women, as Africans. And whenever you've been given responsibility to go out there and fend for your family, then you let go a lot of traditional roles. And when someone tells you you have to go back to what is tradition accustomed to you, then there is a lot of conflict. And that is why we see, I think Kenya leads in terms of single mothers, because we feel if I can take care of my children, then and I can play a role of providing and protecting, as per what Ola said, then I don't need a man in my life. And I think that is a very sensitive subject that we all need to pick it up and run with it, because it is going to destroy families in this world. Thank you. I appreciate and I really appreciate the budget. Thank you so and I'm very impressed. Thank you. So we have Alan. Alan, I'm back to you. If are you able to speak? Do like this. If not able to speak, do like this. Are you able to speak? Okay. Oh God, I don't know what to do with okay. I'll go to Mazharul Miah. Mazharul Miah from Bangladesh. Are you able to speak? Mazharul Miah.
Yes, I want to speak.
Thank you. I know I can see someone's hand. I don't know whether we let Miah talk and speak, and then I'm going to, I know Pastor, your hand is up, but kindly let Miah do his talk, and then we can get back to you. So Miah, you have 10 minutes maximum. Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to congratulations everyone, especially Mrs. Nandini Bhattacharjee, who organized this event. You know, I forget, actually it's not forget. I have a lot to say, but in just last week, I become a father during this Father's Day. My son is in an ICU hospital. So I am in a really in a serious mental conditions. The thing is that, but still, you know, I am always a male activist in Bangladesh, a well popular in Bangladesh. Most of the people know me. I have a big organizations, which is activist group of Bangladesh German Help for Man. Actually, why I put this this Bangladesh German is actually a joint organizations and joint registered organizations both in Germany and Bangladesh. I am a dual citizen of both this country, so that's why I create these organizations to help man who is suffering mental who is suffering mental disorder and who is also suffering. You know, Bangladesh is one of the poorest country in the world. So I make some help of donation so that these poor people can study and also they. So my topic is domestic violence and some government cases from some government studies that always against our manhood. So number one, the main problem is that I'm going to say in a country when you married after married there are some complications happens between the couples, but the law is like this: if a woman can go to and inform police about a man and he might be arrested without any investigation, so that's a really bad, you know, a bad law that we are always protesting, we're demonstrating so that this law can be changed. Already more than almost what I say is almost 1 million Bengali men are suffer or victim of these fake cases. And with when most of the women nowadays, when they get divorced or when they get something, or there is some problem of the couple side, they go to the police and send to the jail and ask some bride and ask some money so that they can mutual. So that our manhood, their everything, the respect, they are financially, they're mentally, they're tortured. So our organizations mainly help these kind of people. And also when they go to the court, or go for justice, then you have to pay your lawyer, you have to pay lots of taxes. So our organization also helps these poor people. So and also we provide some. We have a panel against lawyer, so who can help these people. So we have a group of almost 8,000 members, and every day is increasing. And also we have a pages. I think Mr. Sivam and also many people knows. So in Bangladesh, the main issue is that we want to the boys and men of different ages are sufferer, and we want a peaceful, and we want something that can help and give justice to this man. So we are on tomorrow, 20 of June, we will officially will make this Father's Day, and we will also protest and demonstrate it. Also, media will also come, and we are telling that man's justice is also needed. Men are also a human being. Man should get respect. It is not like that. They should always take responsibility. At the same time, they should be treated equally. So that's the part I can only say from my part. I again thanks everyone who organized this summit. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Miah. That was short and very important. And one thing the world has refused to accept is that men and boys are human beings too. And I always have issues when it comes to events on the UN calendar. Hardly would you see any day the United Nations recognize about boys and men. And we all know that men have given their lives to protect this universe. And I'm happy that you brought that one up. And I think that is what all of us need to pursue to make sure that that happens. Alan has sent some chats. Allow me to read. I hope he's still there.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you can talk now. Alan, Millard, can you talk now? He's not able to speak, so allow me to read this. If he allows me, he says boys must be raised with their own value and self-worth, gained in their own right, rather than as servitude to others, mainly women. This is the way girls are raised, in their own right and equal value. And he goes on to say, which is true, to hold males to rules that are forced upon them is treating them as mere slaves without any value applied them in their own right. Something has a mere purpose or utility. And then he says it is also like an airplane without one of its wings, and expecting it to fly by only holding a male to a certain role. And I agree with Alan, because what happens is that even today, we have a lot of organizations that are more or less like a feminist nature kind of organizations. And they are getting a lot of funding to mentor boys. And what they are actually doing, they are actually taking the boy out of him and instilling a lot of feminism in him. And it is unfortunate because nowadays we have a lot of boys who are actually sissies. And there's a lot of homosexuality that has, I'm sorry if you subscribe to homosexuality, kindly allow me and forgive me for that. But we are having a lot of them being pushed to that end because the male out from him is actually taken away. So I agree with Alan. It is something that we need to resist. However, I also need to kind of say it is unfortunate because a lot of organizations that fund gender organizations, a lot of people on the top that fund gender focused organization actually headed by men, but they choose not to fund organizations that propel rights for boys and men, and instead fund organizations that propel girls and women. It is an unfortunate scenario, but that's the truth. But I hope whatever we are doing right now is actually a step towards the right direction. I think for me, that's what I feel. So I will want to thank you, Alan, but if you're able to speak, you let me know. Diane Aisha Sears, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Karibu sana. Diane
Yes.
is
greetings from the United States.
Okay, Karibu, Diane. Continue, Diane.
Yes, I'm here.
Please speak. You have your 10 minutes. You have your 10 minutes. Dan will be speaking on matters incarcerated fathers and rebuilding their relationship with their children. This is an area she's an expert in. Diane, the floor is yours. Kindly come through.
Thank you very much. Greetings to everyone. It is an honor to be here. And I'm going to talk about incarcerated fathers and their children and how they rebuild their relationships. Incarcerated fathers have not been brought into the global dialogue on fatherhood, and they have a very important role to play. In the United States, approximately 2.3 million souls are incarcerated every year, and at least half of them are fathers. So we're talking about 1.5 million fathers that are separated from their children for years, decades, and in some cases for a lifetime. So do they miss their child? Do they find a way to be a part of their child's life? I had an opportunity to talk to an incarcerated father who is serving a life without parole sentence for a crime he did not commit. And this is what he had to tell me about the relationship with his daughter. He said, after 13 staggering years, after being extracted from my community and my beautiful daughter's life, I'm still striving mentally to adjust to the psychologically scarring reality of me not having a presence in this precious young life I have watched emerge through a maternal gateway into this chaotic world. There have been countless nights of tossing and turning in some uncomfortable state-on bed, wondering or guessing what steps she might be taking while I waste away inside the swiftly growing prison industrial complex. Is her cultural, historical, technological, spiritual character and basic development being undertaken in a nurturing environment? Are there problems at schools or the local neighborhood occurring that would require my attention as a caring father? I have sent my daughter books and a weighty sum of mail with the hopes of conveying to her my undying love. Nevertheless, I find that our relationship is still an uncertain odyssey in which we struggle to learn more about each other and the socio-economic dynamics surrounding our unceremonious separation. Now, there is some good news here. Incarcerated fathers have decided that they need to create their own parenting program to address their unique issues. In 2012, members of an inside-out reentry, criminal justice, and social justice reform think tank, SCI Phoenix Lifers, Inc., at the State Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania, which is the largest maximum security male prison in the state of Pennsylvania in the United States. These gentlemen are serving life without parole sentences. They've researched, designed, and co-implemented a two-tiered parenting initiative called Parents and Children Together Experience Initiative. I should add that these gentlemen, unless the laws are changed or unless the governor gives them a pardon, are going to spend the rest of their lives in prison. They're going to die in prison. But they decided to use their time and their skills and their brain power to come up with a fathering program for incarcerated fathers. The incarcerated fathers that are going to be released at some point and are going to return to their communities, to their families, and raise their children. Now, the Fathers and Children Together Experience Initiative is a 13-week initiative for fathers incarcerated at the prison, mothers or legal guardians of their child and their child. During the first 6 weeks, incarcerated fathers receive psychological counseling and parenting sessions. They learn how fatherless households impact communities. They explore methods of disciplining children. They learn how to bond with their child to build better relationships with them by learning about their child's strengths and weaknesses, their likes and dislikes. They learn how to help their child develop self-esteem and how to co-parent with their child's mother or legal guardian. They also learn about the importance of education and why they need to be involved in the academic affairs of their child. They understand that that means checking homework, checking tests, meeting and collaborating with their child's teachers. At the same time, mothers and legal guardians of the children also receive psychological counseling and parenting training, which includes co-parenting skills, how to discipline the child, and how to effectively communicate with the child. During the next 6 weeks of the initiative, the children and fathers spend time together one evening a week for 3 hours at the prison. The fathers and children work on arts and crafts projects that are put together by the Philadelphia Mural Arts Program, which is one of the largest cities in the state of Pennsylvania. They participate in workshops where they learn about each other's favorite movies, favorite food, and favorite colors. The incarcerated fathers also use that time to talk to their children about any academic or disciplinary issues that they find out about so they can work through these issues with their child while the child is there with them. The last week of the program is a graduation ceremony where the fathers get a certificate of saying that they've completed the program, and the community shows up, the child shows up, family members, and even prison staff. So you're probably wondering what goes on at the workshops that are attended only by fathers and their child for 6 weeks. Well, one of the exercises at the workshop involved each father and child standing up and introducing each other to the group. Each father stands up, provides his name, and announces, "I am a father." Each child stands up in front of the group and introduces himself or herself by name, and they turn proudly to their father and exclaim, "This is my father." Now, how do I know that? Because I've actually gone to the prison and sat through the workshops to observe it. Another exercise involves each father standing up, facing their child, and speaking from their heart to their child. I was moved by one father who stood up, faced his teenage daughter, and told her, "I was not there when you were born. I was not there when you took your first step or your first day of school. I will not be there to see you graduate, but I love you." So what have we learned here? Well, we have a group of brilliant gentlemen whom society has written off simply because they are incarcerated, who have a deep understanding of the damage that fatherlessness, intergenerational incarceration, and the school to prison pipeline has on families, communities, and even a nation. So they acted on that deep-seated understanding and created an effective and powerful parenting program that is a global model for reducing and ending fatherlessness and intergenerational incarceration. But the lesson doesn't end there. We must provide incarcerated fathers with the necessary skills and tools that address their unique needs to help them transcend the obstacles that are created by this set of circumstances. We have to help them develop a strong, loving, and nurturing relationship with their child and help them resolve any issue that the child is having at school or at home. The mothers and legal guardians of the children of incarcerated fathers must also be equipped with these same skills and tools, and they need to be connected to any resources or support services that they may need so that all of the adults in the child's life are working together as a team in that child's best interest. Now, I am proposing that fatherhood practitioners and fatherhood organizations consult with incarcerated fathers when designing and implementing parenting initiatives that address their unique issues and needs. Consideration must be given to having incarcerated fathers serve on advisory boards of fatherhood organizations and act as consultants to fatherhood practitioners and organizations, together with institutions that design and implement local, state, and national public policy that directly and indirectly impacts incarcerated fathers and that addresses their full and equal access to essential resources and support services. The collective voices of incarcerated fathers must be heard, and they must be given a seat at the fatherhood public policy making table. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Diane has been very instrumental in actually what African Boy Child Network does. And every time I need to get some global statistics on matters prison, he's always come through, and it's powerful because we get to compare. We are told you need data. So whenever I call upon her, he always comes through for us, and we are really, really grateful. And I want to pick something that you just said, that brilliant gentlemen have been written off by the society, guilty or not guilty. And I think he also mentioned, based on what probably had said, that charity initiatives should address this particular population accordingly. They have their unique situations, and I think we need to have initiatives squarely to address their issues. Thank you, Diane. I know you're a powerhouse when it comes to prison matters, and I'm hoping and praying that we continue pushing. We had a scenario in this country where we had a man who was jailed for, I think, more than 10 years for defiling.
I am representing a gentleman who spent 49 years. He served 49 years of a life without parole sentence, and he has 3 sons that he's managed to co-parent with. And we're working now to get him out. We're negotiating with state legislators, and we're working with community stakeholders so that he can have a public hearing. He submitted his commutation application, so we're now waiting to see if the board will review his application and give him a public hearing. I feel strongly that if he's given a public hearing, he has a good chance of walking out of prison. And he'll be 70, he's 79, he'll be 80 years old this year.
Well, it is sad. I know prison has its own story, a lot of sad stories. We had, like I was saying, we had a man who went to jail more than 10 years for defiling his daughter, only for the daughter to come out and say the mother had coached her to lie that the father had defiled her. So it became very tricky affair, and we need to do something and we need to really push our agenda. Okay, we are moving on. We still have about 5 speakers. We have there is Paul from Denmark with us. Paul from Denmark. Paul from Denmark. Paul from Denmark. Okay, I'll go to the next one. We have Kairie Mwangi from Kenya. Can you hear me? Kairie Mwangi from Kenya.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You have your maximum 10 minutes, 5:32 or 5:35. I'll be on your case. Karibu sana Bwana Kairie, director, founder, FARIJI. He'll be talking about using sports as a transformation tool in the community. Karibu sana Bwana Kairie.
Once again, welcome, and it's really a great pleasure. I've listened keenly to all the guests and the presenters who have been there before me. I'm sorry for the original hiccups in technology. It happens, the glitch. Honorable members in this forum, ladies and gentlemen, who are part of this webinar, warm welcome from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Kairie Mwangi, and I'm team leader at FARIJI. FARIJI is a community-based organization that uses sports as a transformational tool within the community. We recognize sports as a universal language that cuts across age, gender, tribe, and even social status. The millions of people worldwide currently engrossed in the ongoing UEFA Euro 2020, a testament of sports being a magnet that fuels conversations. Globally, it is said that sports industry is the second biggest billion-dollar earner after the cosmetics industry. Having said that by introduction, how is sports thus a magnet that drives conversations in men? I shall attempt to break down in checklist in 5 broad points. Number 1, the boy and the father bond while growing up. To many growing boys, one of the most memorable moments is when their father, uncle, brother took them to watch sports, or when their father, uncle, brother came to watch them participate in sports, either in schools or within the community. These incidences are forever etched in the minds of the growing man to his old age. Most of us have had stories of how most famous sports personalities were influenced by their fathers, uncles, brothers, and even guardians. Number 2, lifelong friendships among men using sports. Many men have met as strangers at sport grounds, supporting or opposing the teams, and a lifelong relationship has blossomed. So strong that the sports friendship has turned to business and family relations, close confidence, on even very emotional and close at heart matters. All this from meeting around sporting venues. Number 3, rehabilitation and reintegration programs. From juvenile to prison programs, from drugs and substance abuse clinics, and even counseling and therapy sessions. The one ingredient common in all those is sports, as a program that is used to address psychosocial aspects of men. Sports encompasses personal discipline, teamwork, and self-awareness, drive to be a winner. These attributes not only form part of recovery, but also help in addressing the stigma, recidivism, and boosts self-esteem. Clearly, sports is a magnet by itself. Number 4, memories and souvenirs. When you visit a new country or town, it's human nature to have the two elements: A, memories of your visit, and B, souvenirs unique to the country or town. This is the same with sports. Men will tell you the emotional connect of having replica jerseys of their favorite teams. Men will tell you of having a selfie moment with their favorite sports personality. What men will not tell you is the instant magnet. Two strangers wearing the same replica jersey of the same sport connect. Suddenly, there's a brotherhood in the men. To the women in this webinar, forgive me. And to those watching us from the globe, please don't ask us why we still have the t-shirt we bought in 1995 in our wardrobes. And it is one of our most prized possessions. I can confirm to you today, the emotional connect between us and the t-shirt is very tight. And number 5, did you know that sports has been used globally as a pacifier to calm world tension? I will quickly give you 4 quick examples around it. Example A, in 1971, the Vietnam War was stopped for 1 hour. The reason? Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier Grant boxing match, which was watched by millions. Imagine the Vietnam War stopped for 1 hour. Number 2, Croatia, a country that gained independence and the dissolution, after the dissolution of Yugoslavia, deliberately focused on sports as one of its export commodities. Around 1995, 96, thereabouts, basketball, swimming, and football were their single major export commodity. We saw the success. 2018, Croatia came close to winning the Football World Cup. We all saw Madam President at the finals and the camaraderie with the players. I have a feeling Croatia as a country was transfixed by sports. Example C, Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, there's an amputee football program that started 2001 after the decades of civil war. This began as a trauma recovery and a peace healing and cohesion process. Over the years, the program has won international recognition, including the visit by UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon to Sierra Leone. I'm sure the amputee program is really one of the most sobering acts of civil war, but greatly, it is the healing, it's the trauma, it's the success around it that builds sports as a magnet that drives the men together. I will finish up very quickly by 2005, Ivory Coast Civil War. Didier Drogba, who was then playing for Chelsea FC, held a 2-week tournament in his hometown at the height of the Civil War. The guns not only went quiet for the 2 weeks, but the sports galvanized a country so much that they went ahead and qualified for the 2010 Football World Cup in South Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen in the webinar, the incidences in Sierra Leone and Ivory Coast remind us that boys and men are the largest casualties of war. Such men come back to their families broken, mostly emotionally, and with PTSD, post-traumatic order, as one of the craziest mental health conditions. Mental health is real. WHO in August last year confirmed that mental health is part of the non-communicable diseases, especially post-COVID era. We have seen. And as we celebrate Father's Day, we must pause and clap for the many men who have survived PTSD. And this forum, we also want to encourage the many men going through mental health illness post-COVID-19, where more women than men have succumbed, where many men have lost livelihoods, and where many broken homes are littered globally due to the recession. In fact, we say here in Kenya, we call it the 3 Rs: recession, retrenchment, and redundancies. There's been the heat. In conclusion, FARIJI has the following sports programs that drive community conversations mostly to men. 1, sports within penal institutions, which over the last 10 years, we have been engaging the inmates in various sports, mainly football, and also organizing football tournaments between inmates and the community. These are served to bring topics of drugs and substance abuse, as well as rape and defilement, the 2 vices that most boys end up in prison. Number 2, as FARIJI, for ex-offenders and ex-convicts, we have had a football team last year, which is made up of ex-offenders who are also mostly ex-footballers. Our aim is to instigate boy-child conversations with the youth within the community. The ex-offenders are powerful peace ambassadors of social vices. My sister Diane, I cannot agree more to you. Most of them having served between 10 and 26 years in prison, we find and see them as powerful people to talk to the boys and to mentor the boys within the community. Sports is the tool. Lastly, we have a program called Breaking the Cycle. This is a 7-a-side football tournament featuring 5 boys and 2 girls per team. We have a very twisted rule which says girls must score. And the aim is to teach our boys of gender equity. Because clearly for our team to win, it follows that the boys need to learn how to communicate to the girls, to respect the girls on and off the field. And this way, we also saying, even as we use sports, we also bring out that element in a man to respect, to protect, and gender equity as a key factor. My 7 minutes, I believe they are about up. So I will kindly.
They're actually 10.
Oh, 2 more. Oh, thank you.
No,
so
you are done. Your time is up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Our website, farijisolutions.com, our Facebook page, FARIJI Solutions. And I pass warm regards from my CEO. Her name is FARIJI, and she's my daughter. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Kairie Mwangi, for that comprehensive what FARIJI does. We are partners with Kairie in this space, and it's always very beautiful when we have to go out there in the field and use sports as a change agent. Now that Alan is not able to speak, I will keep reading what he's writing. Alan is saying men are conditioned from boyhood to serve women as a part of their manhood identity. Women do not have this put on them as part of their womanhood. Then he continues to say, after Diana spoke, he continues to say this incarceration is due to discriminatory laws made against men. Last but not least, he says, he said, males are being persecuted worldwide and we are being fed the narrative that girls have been deprived. So males need to somehow be punished for it, which is hypocritical. He says this is not true, but in fact, more than opposite, since again, males have been groomed to serve women. When this happens and males no longer have identity of their own, but one built on serving women, they are based on this existence deprived of their own has no purpose. Has no purpose as women no longer need men, but the purpose provided by opportunities and the government. Men and boys are faded out of society since they have no identity in their own right. Like I said before, as players in this space of boys and men, and this is something, let me put my video on because I'm always very strict on this. As players on this space of boys and men, we need to be extremely, extremely careful that we do not get the boy or the man out of a male figure for the purpose of trying to instill some narratives. I believe I'm a complete woman, and my brother or my father or my husband is equally a complete human. You should not look at boys or men in reference to women. Men are becoming weak every day. We demand protection, we demand provision, we demand a lot of things from men, but do we equally invest in them to be able to give us, to meet our expectation as society? What I say, and this is what I believe, that whatever the level, the percentage you invest in men should be equal percentage that you expect from them. You do not deposit anything in them, expect the least or nothing. And the society should not be surprised when men do not provide, when men do not protect, because you have given them nothing to use to protect or to provide. That's what I stand for. So I needed to kind of put that across because I don't want to see my son in reference to my daughter. I want to see my son as my son. I want to see my daughter as my daughter, period. Nobody should live his or her life to protect, to provide, and you don't even protect and provide for your own self. So that is important that we keep that in mind. So we have few speakers left. We have Paul Robson. I'm going to call you again. Paul Robson from Denmark. This is the time. Paul Robson, are you there? If you're not there, I will call Ruslan from Ukraine. Ruslan from Ukraine. Ruslan from Ukraine, are you there? Okay.
Rosemary, Ruslan has sent a video. We have to download that and we have to.
Okay. Ruslan had sent a video, and I understand the host team or Bengal Men's Forum is trying to download it, we play it. So once that's done, kindly let me know.
Let me see if I can play the video.
Okay. We still have, kindly give us more time. It is 5:42 p.m. here. I would appreciate by the time it's 6, in 20 minutes, we are done with speakers and you can have Q&A.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
No.
Can you hear?
Okay.
No. No. No.
Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it.
Okay, actually, you know what? You can bring a speaker and then I will try to download it and play it later on.
That's okay, Sivam, and I appreciate that. So the next speaker is Scott. Is Scott from Australia with us? Scott from Australia? Is Scott from Australia with us? Okay. So what we'll do, Sivam, as our last speaker, or you're going to try Ruslan video once more. If it's not through yet, you can finalize the speaker session so that we directly go to the Q&A, kindly, because we need to end in 30 minutes, please. Sivam, are you there?
Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to play the video.
Our lights have just gone off, so I am hoping and trusting my laptop can sustain for the next 30 minutes. For the next 30 minutes. For the next 30 minutes. For the next 30
glad
minutes.
to welcome everyone. I am glad to welcome everyone. I am
Can you hear?
recording because I do
Can you
not
hear?
have the check.
Shivam,
Can you
it's
hear?
really, Shivam, low. It's coming from quite a far. Low. It's coming from quite a far. Low. It's coming from quite a far. Low. It's coming from quite a far.
So the sound is not enough to play though.
That's right.
Sorry about that.
Hello,
So
Sivam?
Rosemary, you can move to the next speaker. Huh?
Okay, fine. I will actually, I'm calling on you to come, and I think you'll be the last speaker because we have three that are not, we're not able to bring them through. So Sylvain from Canada, Director, Voice of President, Voice of Men 360 Canada. He'll be talking to us about let's celebrate them while still alive. He'll share his learning and experience. Sylvain, thank you, and thank you for the support you've given us so far. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry, I cannot, my camera is not working. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
All right. So the live is going on, so I cannot, my camera won't work. Let me start with my own story. My father passed away when I was 1.5 years old. Before starting anything to share, I just want to thank every one of you guys, especially all Bengal Men's Forum, Nandini and Rosemary and the entire team for putting together this amazing summit. This is very important. It's echoing my voice, so I had to just pause and say it. So thank you all. Thank you for the opportunity and so many speakers sharing so many things. But going back to my own story, my father passed away when I was 1.5 years old. So I didn't have the father figure or fatherhood, in other words, but my uncle, they actually replaced or they came into the
This meeting is being recorded.
So that's how I can go back and then I can relate. But my topic is let's celebrate while they are alive, because tomorrow is the Father's Day. Of course, in many countries, today is the Father's Day too. But is it only one day celebration? And why we are not celebrating or appreciating their contributions, their whatever they are doing, taking the initiative or taking the leadership in terms of it can be from family or community or anything. We always talk about after people passed away or they are no longer here. So it is really unfortunate, but at the same time, how many of us are celebrating or open to discuss about their problems? We can actually know or understand what is it celebrate? It's not really having a party or bringing people, but also appreciating, recognizing. That's my point of view I want to share. And why we want to do it. It's not only fathers, but anyone who is leading the role, father, man in the house, uncle, mothers, teachers, brothers, sisters, anyone else, that's the point I want to make here. And also the tears, controlled tears, behind the controlled tears, there are many pain stories or challenges, struggles over these years. Have we thought about it? What stand or what situation, mindset that we are creating to the child? See, I was boy yesterday and then father today. How we can appreciate, how we can celebrate while they are alive. And also one of the points that many of us may disagree or agree that even though the fathers are not here anymore, we are not really, how do I say it, we don't really lose them. In other way around, they are living within us. So we are not really losing them, or we haven't, even if they are not visibly here, but they are living in our gene, in our day-to-day lives. So there's no separation between the father figure or fathers or the child. This is very important. Some people say, okay, you know what, they are not here, they are not alive anymore, so how we can celebrate? Of course, we can celebrate, we can do something about it. Okay, you know what, my father taught me this, or they wanted to leave the legacy. So how we can help in terms of achieving their legacy or the vision. And that's the way I see it. And this is one of the simple and very important way the summit we showing, we talk about not only having a event or taking to the restaurant and having a dinner, no, at least having appreciation, recognizing them, their works, contributions, maybe probably through family get together, even just a simple post or phone call. These are the ways, but how many of us are doing this? Why we cannot do it, or why we are not doing this? That's my biggest question. When we look at the roots of the trees, roots are not visible, but without roots, we cannot have there won't be any trees. So father figure or father's leadership or the works, their contributions, it's actually, it's a kind of like a roots. That's the way I see it. Supposed to be understood or have an open mind. Okay, you know what, there are so many single father out there, they are going through so many challenges, so many struggles. And even they lost their opportunity to have their child today, or whenever they are able to celebrate the bonding, right? So I don't want to take too much time. I just want to share, this is my message to any of you guys hearing or listening out there. how we can celebrate, how we can keep a space. As Rosemary was saying that, end of the day, soul is a soul. How we can, rather than having a fight over it with any gender, soul is a soul, end of the day. So in nature, we cannot avoid, or we cannot really separate, or we cannot empower one gender over another. So let's understand both genders or any genders. So just keep a space and celebrate, understand each other and celebrate. That's all. That's all. All right. Thank you, Rosemary. I know we had a lot of technical issues. Sorry. And thank you, Nandini. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Sivam. When you dropped me the kind of topics that you will be doing, let's celebrate them while still alive. That actually was a very key topic to me as a person. I lost my dad 5 years ago. Yesterday we went to bury one of his best friends, and I felt like I had just lost my dad all over again. I think the pain was very unbearable yesterday. I felt like life had just stopped. But I understand.
Quickly, I just want to share one more thing, Rosemary. This is the time to honor all the fathers who lost their lives during COVID, and pray and blessing for those families who lost their fathers, man in the house. That's what I want to send out message all around the world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And it's also, I think, when the president for All Bengal Men's Forum was talking, she was not very clear, but I'm hoping that she was able to send her condolences. I think one of our staff lost her mom this morning. So I'm trying to get his name. Condolences, and may she rest in peace. Pole sana, I think it's
Priyanko. It's Priyanko.
Priyanko, yes. Pole sana, and sincere condolences from us. We pray for you that you may have strength. And I know losing a parent is a big blow. And we pray that all will be well and that you'll have peace in your heart. Okay.
I think Rosemary Anirban wants to play a video. You told her that father and child video. He wants to play. There is a video, I think. Okay. I don't know whether Anirban is ready or not.
You are still not very clear, Madam President. I am not sure why.
Rosemary, ma'am, you had asked us to play some video in between the session that we have related to father. We have some video, however, there is some technical glitch that is not allowing the video to be played. So meanwhile, we can have our president, speak something, because she was not able to do so. We were unable to hear her properly. And I'm really, we also have Jerome, sir. He has joined the session, so he is there.
No, yeah. Now you like Jerome, sir, to speak something, because I think he has joined.
Yes, Jerome, sir, is there. So
where is Jerome, sir?
It's a bit.
Fine. Okay, fine.
Yeah, he's there.
Jerome, karibu sana, and let me just read something to finalize on a drop-off write-up from Alan. Jerome, kindly, you in the next 30 seconds, you should be coming through. Alan says, basically, men are told. Okay, Jerome, come through.
Yeah.
I think I'll read that one later.
Hi, Rosemary, and good evening, good morning to everyone across the world. I want to commend the All Bengal Men's Forum for hosting this second Global Fatherhood Summit. I am so glad to see speakers from the developed world and the developing countries. I'm glad to see that we have some familiar faces like my friend Ola and Rosemary from Africa, but we also have some new faces like Bishnu right? So we have Alan, who is a familiar face and well known, so I'm glad that he is here. I just want to say that for Father's Day, we need to remember many of our fathers who are on the front line. The frontline workers, many fathers who died during this recent pandemic. And I also want us to remember those fathers who are incarcerated, who are jailed, unable to spend time with their children. We have to remember fathers who are also, sometimes when we speak of fathers, we speak of them in a broad sense, but there are many fathers who also suffer from mental and emotional problems. We have fathers who are autistic, with Down syndrome. All these fathers, we tend to forget. Sometimes we generalize fathers, and we tend to remember fathers who, who are normal, and we have all these fathers with these problems. So I think this Fatherhood Summit, it's comes at a very good time amidst this pandemic. Many fathers lost children within the last year, and many fathers lost their wives, so we are in some tough times. Again, I want to congratulate you. I want to commend all of you, and I wish the rest of the summit all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. I always find Jerome a very humble person. And at times I find it very hard to communicate because the humility in him is very intimidating. So I will read something the last write-up Alan has written. I hope I'm just thinking, I don't know whether, okay, I'm not sure whether, I don't know where it has gone, but it was there. But I don't know where it has disappeared.
I don't know whether, should we ask for Paul and Scott?
Okay, anybody else, any other speaker who was there and have not called on him, kindly?
Scott?
Can't hear me now, can you?
They're not there.
Okay, so I will give this opportunity to the president of All Bengals. Kindly, I hope and pray that this time around we are able to see you and you're able to hear you clearly. Because Jerome has talked, you can say something. Time is running out. I don't know whether we do. Okay, good. You have few minutes to say something, then we'll do Q&A. Whoever has a question, I've seen some few hands up, and then we can conclude.
Yeah. Today we are very, very grateful to all of you because this is a new kind of a thing for, I think, for this men's rights movement or this boy child movement, because today we all are here from each part of the world, and today we are talking in this platform, and we are interchanging our ideas and our concepts. I don't think this was, at least in India, this is the first time we are doing all these things. And today is a great day for us, at least, because we are listening to you and we are interchanging our ideas. And just like that, today I saw that the PowerPoint of Bishnu, and I'm very, very impressed because we never know that Nepal is doing such a great job. And that earlier we know that in boy child trafficking, Nepal is very high percentage of boy child trafficking. But today I was very surprised with this PPT because it was very, very excellent. And I never know that they are doing so excellent job in Nepal. So I think if we do this type of seminars or this type of summits, not in every month, at least quarterly, so we can get different type of ideas, different type of statistics, and what actually going in the global scenario for men's movement or the boys' movement. I think it's very necessary for us because today it's a global village and it's a very great movement. So we need at least a quarter summit like this. I don't know what you all will tell, but I think this is very necessary for us. I don't know what you all will tell. And today, at least I am very deserted because I can't hear Alan sir. I'm very deserted. I don't know what happened to his mic.
Very sorry for interrupting, Nandini, but it's really frustrating because I can see Alan sir, the frustration that he has on his face because he is unable to speak, and that's really frustrating. That's really frustrating, and I do apologize, sir, on behalf of All Bengal Men's Forum for the inconvenience caused. However, we expect that the next time that a summit or a conference that we do like this would be absolutely clean and perfect, and we would do a rundown before we get on to the match day exactly. So
and at least in every month we can meet. In every month we can do not a summit. At least we can do a meeting kind of a thing, like a global meet or something every month. We can
absolutely,
do that.
Absolutely, Nandini, because attending, you have been speaking with these people, but for us to know these people like Alan sir, Jerome sir, Rosemary ma'am, Ola Akinwe, Diana Sears, Deep, everyone, all the people that we have, Kairie, Mwangi, everyone that we have, it's a great pleasure for us. And if we have such sessions, if we can on a monthly basis, maybe. So it would help us to bring about a big difference, maybe not a much, but definitely some point of difference to the entire, movement that we all have in our respective circle and countries. So I think that's a very good idea, and I leave it to all the seniors here who decide and let us know that if we can have such sessions, because it would help us, because we are very young to you all. You all have been doing a lot of work, and for us, it's very new. We are learning, and to have people like you who show us the footsteps, we would follow your footsteps and do something better in the near future globally. So such sessions would be really admirable. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Just a minute. Can I share one thing?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Nandini, and thank you, all of you. One thing, I'm working as against the boy-child violence and the trafficking, as well as I'm also study in the field of the trafficking in the university, in the Tribhuvan University, in the PhD, in the after trafficking after trafficking, some of them organizations are reintegrated in the society, reunification in the society, but not the situation in Nepal. Nandini know about the situation in Nepal. Nepal is the almost all rural area is very poverty place, because of they are re-victimized. How became a give the resilience? My research consciousness is how to make the resilience for them and to provide the psychological psychosocial well-being and the resilience for the non-formal education, like a non-formal education like a vocational training and like a skillful, like that. Some of them are to over age and like that they cannot join the school and a college. Because of that's why I'm seeing like that. And I also share with you. I have a 4-5 article in the published in the field of child trafficking. You can search the Google, the www Bishnu Sapkota / trafficking. These are the things. Thank you for the providing the good opportunity. And I am also wanted to work with the Nandini. We are the neighborhood. We are the neighbor, like Nepal and India, like the same, like a culture and system, caste, and so many things like that. That's why I'm ready to work with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I am not sure whether we can do Q&A. I think time is running out for some people. However, there is something that someone has proposed, and Madam President has also proposed. And I think, and it's important that that this one comes out at Jerome. This is very important to this movement. I think we need to have regular meetings to kind of update each other on progress. That is the only way we can have impact. I know I follow a lot of you on Facebook. We have like Alan Men's Equality on Facebook, which is a very powerful Facebook page. Each one of us can actually tag each other on progress. That is the only way the people who are suppressing and discriminating the male gender can bow out of pressure that we give them. Otherwise, if we do as Kenya and we lock ourselves here, Nandini does hers and Ola does his in Nigeria, if we do not consolidate our efforts to move forward, the journey will be longer, tiring, and extremely draining. Yes. So I want to put this across to Jerome and the people in leadership on men's and boys movement. Bring us together, let us consolidate, let us give progress, even if it's once every 30 days or once every 60 days. We need to know when to strike. We need to rally our efforts and get United Nations to recognize the importance of boys and men in this world. So for me, that is what I will go away with. We are powerful people, we have content, we have data. It's only a matter of coming together. Let us not pull individually because this work is draining, seriously draining and tiring, especially when you have to do this work with absolutely no funding, with absolutely no finances. It is very draining. So I put it across to people who matter in this panel. Jerome, I know Alan is big. I know Ola is big. I mean, we are so many of us that are big in our own ways. Kindly consolidate us together and let us move forward as a single entity on boys and men movement globally. That's the only way we are going to be happy of our progress and our small wins. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
Asanteni sana, unless someone has something to add, in the next 10 minutes we wind up. And I had a lot of questions, but because of time, I will go slow on it because the issue of protection, I still go back to it. Protection, provide, and preside or something like that. Kenya, boys and men are opportunities are being taken away from them. I cannot provide, I cannot protect, I cannot preside if you take away the tools that I will use to provide and to protect. So we need to agree that
let me address that in 1 second, Rosemary. Let me address this.
100%.
Let me address this area you are touching in 1 second, Rosemary.
I can see I'm sitting you down.
Let me do a 1 minute conclusion addressing what you're talking about. Look, in my own definition of a father, which I drew from my experience with my dad, I came to define a father as a responsible educator available daily. A responsible educator available daily. If you pick each letter of those words, you form the word read, R-E-A-D. A father is a responsible educator available daily. There's no how right to be taken away from you. You can divorce a woman, you don't have the right to divorce the children. They are your rights. There's nothing that can take that right away from you. You can divorce your husband, but you cannot divorce your children.
Ola, you've disappeared.
It's unnatural for just us to agree that rights are being taken away from us. We can find our boundary, our basic line of reconciliation where these particular children that we brought into the world, we should have an emotional attachment while they are growing up. So we can't say because you and I, as adults, had our own irreconcilable differences, and as a matter of that, that will deny me or you the right to provide, protect, and preside. See, The 4 things a father does is 1, to instruct the family. 2, to inspire the family. 3, to improve the family. And lastly, I think I have it in my note here. I think to inform the family. You are the chief information officer. You are to instruct your family member. You are to inspire the family. To inspire your family member is when life is going out from the family member, everything is touching down left and right. Once you step in, life should be back at home. Thank you.
Thank you. I understand where you are coming from, and I'm hoping that.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. We meet again. We meet again in our next meeting, probably in 2 weeks' time. I've shared that with you. I've shared that with Nandini. This is going to be like a monthly event, like I promised you. And all of the things we talked about will be addressed in this platform. I've sent it to Jerome as well. Already we have the first edition is fully packed, and this is titled Boys Future, Boys Challenge. So we can have another version called Men's Future, Men's Challenge. And we look at this at Intapa. I am championing this with my organizations, and I believe working with all men network and every other organization here.
Right. And Alan, sir, next time once we have this meeting, we'll make sure that you are the first person who speaks so that the entire frustration you had today can be taken care of in the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've done it. Can you hear
Alan,
me
sir,
now?
we can hear you, Alan, sir. We can hear you, Alan, sir. We can hear you.
What? Yeah, Alan, now. How come?
Oh, no.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Alan, sir.
You
Okay.
can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I think, Alan, maybe you had to come closer and speak.
No,
so,
it
Must be very frustrated.
I'm the same place. I don't know what could have possibly happened.
no, now we can hear you. So you can go ahead, please.
God.
Thanks.
And it's unique to this because I've never had any problems before on any other chat. So I don't know what happened here, but it's just my luck. All of a sudden, when we're all done, it would come on. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. At least you know what I sound like. But I think we need to concentrate on understanding. And what really gets me a lot is the fact that the truth and how men are is being not suppressed. We don't understand men or boys, and so we easily can form a misunderstanding, but even a prejudice towards what we don't understand, which is common when we have bigotry. And of course, the feminist influence is a good example of that bigotry. And they're using this lack of understanding and a purpose identity that's applied to men and boys from when men are boys that makes men, quote unquote, obsolete, which you probably have heard through feminist rhetoric. Well, the only way men and boys can be considered obsolete is because their identity is determined by a servitude to others and to women. This is the problem. They need to have an existence defined in their own right. What is that drill noise anyway? Does anybody else hear that? Sounds like a power drill going. Maybe that's just from my end too. I don't know. But I know the meeting's over, but at least I got something in, and I really appreciate you reiterating and reading what I posted since I couldn't speak earlier. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. It is interesting where your microphone has just resurrected after towards the end. But we appreciate, for those who may not know Alan, kindly follow him on Facebook. He has a very powerful Facebook page called Men's Equality. Kindly follow his page. He's a kind of guy who calls it a spade. So it's important. It's important that we do not buy into feminist narratives. It is important. Otherwise, we are all going down. And when I say we, at times I consider myself as a man because I'm in this space. But I know there's a likelihood of that happening.
As good people, as a man or a woman, we need to consider everyone and be good people in that consideration of men and women and children. And I'm not sure how many are familiar with my work, but I've been involved since the early 80s in the men's equality effort and produced many articles. And I've also published several books. My last is called A Flaw from Within, and it explains a lot of the concepts and the principles involved in our conversation today.
Wonderful, wonderful. We do follow your work and page, sir, because Nandini ma'am has informed us, and we do follow your work. So we really get inspired with the kind of work that you do, and to Rosemary ma'am, to Jerome sir, and nevertheless, Voice of Men 360 Sivam, a special thanks to him because as you all know that we had a lot of technical issues. We had Priyanka's mother's sudden demise and all. So we were in a position where we thought that we wouldn't be able to handle this event altogether. However, it was Sivam who proactively came forward and said that he would go ahead and take the onus of being a co-host and taking care of all these things. And really, hats off to you all, sir. And we also have Rosemary ma'am. For your information, we have Mr. Amit Lakhani, sir. He is one of the renowned, MRAs, that's a male activist fighting in India. So Amit Lakhani, sir. Kairie Mwangi, we have your video on now. Now we can see you as well. So things are happening different. We could hear Alan, sir. We could see you now. So the session is becoming more interesting when the time is very less. So
we also have we also have Mr. Amarta Talukdar. He is also a very
we have
renowned and very old veteran.
Yes, Rosemary, we have few people like Mr. Amit Lakhani, sir. He is a very renowned male activist working in India for the male rights. We also have Mr. Amarta Talukdar. He is one of the oldest male activists working in India. And we also had Barsat Rihan, ma'am. She is also working for the male rights in India. So we have many people who attended this session, and we get to know a lot of things from these people. And I believe this is a wonderful session, ma'am. If you could just go ahead and extend it, though we cannot, because things are changing now. We have the videos working, we have the audios working. So probably
can we try the Rusian's video now? Just
ma'am, that is not happening, Nandini D. However, what we would do is we would keep that video as of now. So the next time we have a session, we would make sure that we start the session with the video from Raslam.
And even add that another video with that child and the father.
Yes, ma'am. Those are not working because we need to change on the technical glitches. However, I cannot do it while we are on the session. So that has to be worked out. So we'll work on this for the next time so that once we have the session, we do a rundown between ourselves so that once we have the speakers and panelists in, we don't have these issues coming in again. So we would work on it, and we'll try and get a hold of these stuff and get it clear.
Okay. Are we
now there will
done?
be
Yes,
thanks or what?
Madam President. Okay, what I've noted, I think the host had forgotten to do recording for the entire session. I think it started recording the last 30 minutes. We again apologize for that, but I'm hopeful now that we've agreed we'll be having a session even once per month or once per every 2 months. I'll throw that to Jerome and the big boys. Kindly organize. We need to kind of have webinars so often so that we keep refueling each other. I will need to end this session kindly because time is running out. It is going to 7 p.m. in Kenya and we need to hit the jam. Allow me to say thank you to all the speakers. We really appreciate, I can see Bhattacharjee.
It's
on
Partha
the
Chatterjee.
screen.
It's Partha Chatterjee.
Have you talked? Because I was not sure who was talking.
Yeah, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
He's
I'm
the
really,
coordinator. He's the coordinator of All Bengal Men's Forum.
I'm really delighted to have an opportunity to offer a vote of thanks before this galaxy of luminaries. Present is the second Global Virtual Fatherhood Summit in observance of Father's Day 2021, hosted by All Bengal. First of all, let me thank Rosemary, madam from Africa, who nicely conducted the meeting and presided the meeting, which was very nicely formed by Mr. Anirban Sinha of All Bengal Men's Forum from India, and followed by Nandini madam, President All India Men's Forum India, who really gave a song, who sang a song, and it was a very nice interaction. And thereafter, Ola Aquino from Nigeria, Bishnu, Sapkota from Nepal, Devjit Sarkar from ABMF, Miah from Bangladesh, Miah from Bangladesh, Diane Aisha from USA, Kairie FARIJI from Kenya, Sivam Velautham from Canada, and of course we got one video which could not be opened by Bulhakov from Bulhakov from Ukraine. And this was a very nice session. And thereafter, Dr. Jerex Tilaksin gave a speech which enlightened us. And all the participant members spoke very well. And we enjoyed the intersession. And I thank everyone for presenting this nice session. I'll be doing injustice if I do not mention the persons who behind the scenes also worked. And I thank all of them who directly or indirectly worked for this session and made this program a successful. I also thank Mr. Priyanka, in spite of having lost his mother this morning, he also took all the pain to join here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. I will not add anything. Father has just summed up our entire session. Thank you. And guys, Jerome, the ball is in your court. Kindly converge us back and let us pursue this boys and men agenda. Thank you all. Take care of yourself. God bless, and let's keep the momentum.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and a day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.